Ahoy hoy y'all, how we doing today? It is ARCA afternoon, evening, something in America. I see No Tires is here, Robert, Moffat Cast, Casey. See Dibsland's been in here. Casey's already put the starting lineup in here, so we're doing fantastic. How's everybody doing today? Who we got for today? Oh, now, why do I always forget to mute myself in the background? Where even am I? Where is the... There it is. Okay. I always forget to mute myself in the background, and we get dueling Garths. That would be an interesting concept for a video, dueling Garths. Okay, so... Moffat Cast is already picking Ty Gibbs. I would not blame you for picking Ty Gibbs today, given that he won practice and he won the pole. But, what I noticed in practice was, before they started doing their qualifying trim runs, Corey Heim was actually the fastest when they were still doing race trim stuff. So, that doesn't necessarily mean it'll translate to the race fully, and it doesn't necessarily mean Corey Heim's going to be the fastest car out there, but it also does not mean that Ty Gibbs will run away with this race. So, don't go thinking Ty Gibbs is going to win this race just because he was fastest in practice and qualifying. That was with qualifying setup for both of those. So, it may not fully translate to the race. Remember that. Yes, I do hate Pocono, both virtually and real life. I haven't seen a good race at Pocono in years. Robert's got Sam Mayer. Now, oh, we got Brandon Jones in the booth. I think you guys just mentioned that in the Discord. I already forgot. That could get interesting today. Jamie Little, Phil Parsons, and Brandon Jones. Hey, Ashton. Alright, now, honestly, I'm gonna go with Chandler Smith today. Chandler Smith starts, what is it, P2? Yes, P2. I think, no, you know what, I'm going to change that. I'm not picking Chandler Smith. I'm going with Robert here, and I'm going with Sam Mayer. Sam has been out of a car for a little bit. Has he even been in a car this year? Am I forgetting?
Yeah, we actually brought a totally different car, which is a little bit unplanned for us. But you know, they've been working some late nights and early mornings to try to get better, and you know, they've put in a lot of work too. So our JBL Camry tonight, it's gonna be really good, I think.
Corey, you were saying in qualifying that there was nothing wrong with the car, but you still had a frustration in your voice. Why?
Yeah, I mean, we come to the racetrack to lead practice, lead qualifying, and win the race, you know, and anytime you don't do that, you wish you could be a little bit better. So, you know, we want to do the most we can do to get every point, and, you know, that's 1 point given away to Ty in qualifying. So, we're going to make improvements. We made a lot of improvements already this weekend, and we're going to get better.
Moving in the right direction, all they can ask for, Corey Heim qualifying third here today.
So, what I picked up from that, hey Brian, it has been a while, good to see you. Man, you're really going out on a limb there picking Gibbs or Heim, given that they're the only two that have won races this year. Wait, this is like the 4th different points breakdown I've seen now. So apparently Ty and Corey are tied now in points? Because weren't the points that I had, I'm pretty sure the points that I had that I put into the rewind after Mid-Ohio was that Ty led by a point. So is Fox wrong? That wouldn't surprise me. This wouldn't be the first time Fox has screwed up a graphic. Has that changed? Honestly, I haven't looked at the points since then, but I do remember Ty being ahead. No, or maybe he was behind by a point. Is that what it was? I'm pretty sure there was a 1 point difference. I don't remember who was leading. So, they're apparently tied in points now? Not? I don't know. I'm confused. Oh, you're nervous with your picks, huh? I mean, Chandler Smith and Sam Mayer are in this race, so it may not necessarily be a walk in the park for Ty or for Corey today. Oh. Chandler's in a safe flight car. Interesting. I actually didn't expect that. It makes sense. Dick Doheny!
It's different. It's weird. You got to be on top of your game. It's just not running in circles. It's completely different every single corner.
It's like no other track we go to with the tunnel turn. That's probably the biggest thing that sticks out in my mind is who can get through the tunnel turn the best is probably going to be the car that you have to beat at the end of the day.
It's just something different, and I love going there, and the speed's definitely fun, and getting your race car dialed in there can be difficult, so it's a good challenge.
I've heard a lot of things. It's very fast, but it's also a lot of driver because you can't really nail the setup because three corners are so different.
We've always had really good speed there. We can just never put a whole race together. And I think if we do that this year, we'll be really, really good and have a top 5 run. But I think it's just getting through that home turn for me the whole time.
It's my home track, and being that I'm only on the ARCA East schedule, it's a little difficult for family and friends to come out and see me race. I think the closest we go is Indiana. So it is nice to be going home and racing the track and seeing everyone come out to support me. I know that's my biggest confidence booster.
They really put Dick Doheny and Stephanie Moyer in a package. Good for Fox. Good for Fox. You got Brad Smith in here today, Moffat Cast. What happened to Brad Smith being your favorite? I'm not even singing it once. You're not getting me to sing Happy Birthday today, No Tires. Not to anybody. Is it the first time Safe Flight's been on an ARCA car? I didn't realize that. That's cool. That would be awesome. That would be the best day of the decade in ARCA if Dick Doheny won a race. Ashton's got Ty. Did you say Brad Smith? Oh, I missed that. I stopped reading at ADJ. My bad. I think I'm cautiously optimistic for this race. I'm not usually super impressed by by Pocono races in general. Doesn't matter the series. But we've got some names in this race, and I'm not convinced Ty's gonna run away with this. Now, I've said that for a couple other races, and Ty has completely run away with those races. So, I don't know. We'll see. So he wins by default. I was about to say, Khan's not here today, Dibslin. Now, the 06 is here, so you could pick Don Thompson. Although I have a feeling Don Thompson is not going to win this race, unfortunately. Yeah, Pocono in Gen 6 has been bad, and the problem is the ARCA car is very, very similar to the Gen 6, so yeah, it doesn't work well. It doesn't work well at all. What is this? Escape Room Tournament of Champions. So, what I gathered from that was, everybody knows what an escape room is, right? So apparently in this movie, the escape room is real, and like everything happening in the escape room is real, and you could actually die apparently. That's what I got from that. I don't think I'm gonna be watching that. It does not seem appealing to me. Hey, bussin'. Now I think of ARCA at Pocono, and that guy's car literally jumped over. How do I not remember that? That feels like something I should remember. I don't remember that at all. See, you can't say that yet, MoffatCast. We literally... Everything I've heard, even from people that are very critical of the Gen 6, is that the next-gen car is better than the Gen 6 car. In almost every aspect. So, until we see it in a race, you can't say that yet.
Welcome back to Pocono Raceway. It just cannot be more beautiful. Sun has been shining, blue skies all day long.
Who has sponsors? Oh! Look at that! Ty has Pristine Auctions back. Look at that. How do I always end up a couple seconds behind? I have to reset it to live. Oh yeah, I guess strap in for no tires. Click, click.
Chandler, I know that you haven't been here before.
Oh, that's a good-looking car. Wow.
For the truck race tomorrow, what's your first impression of Pocono?
So I've actually been here twice. This is my third visit to Pocono. I love the racetrack.
Good job, Phil.
I love the fans here. Definitely the scenery around the racetrack. Look forward to getting away with this ARCA race and having a good, solid race. Have Safe Flight on board for the first time ever in an ARCA car, so really proud to be representing their colors. And look forward to tomorrow as well.
Yeah, hey Chandler, it's Brandon Jones up here with the guys and the girls.
Hey Zachary.
Curious to know what you think it's going to take to beat
80 laps, Ashton, 200 miles.
So far in the Truck Series and ARCA Menard Series, but the 18's also been really fast. So I'm curious to know what you think it's going to take tonight to try to knock him off his.
Yeah, he looks better than the pristine car he had at Phoenix that was actually on the Supra.
Thank you, Chandler. It'll be fun to watch him. Like he said, he's got to stay with him. If he wants to beat him, he's got to stay
Oh,
to his
Buster
outside,
Graham,
just as
okay.
he is now. Well, we have some onboards we'll be following all along, bringing us all of the action.
That Safe Flight car looks really good, though. That looks better than the Safe Flight truck. I think it's basically the same scheme, but I don't know what it is, but it does look really good on an ARCA car.
He should be giving us some great pictures throughout the night. And the General Tire on board, the number 8 of Sean Core. Good to have him back in the series.
Also going to ride along with Andy Jankoniak. This is the Bounty rookie spotlight on board.
I don't know about the two best schemes I've ever seen, but they're really nice. The, was it Brandon Jones that had the Menard scheme at Mid-Ohio? That was really nice. I like that a lot.
Let's head down to the pits for an update. Here's Kate.
Jamie, how about this for a little bit of fun? The CEO of Pocono Raceway, Nick Igdalski, is behind the wheel of the number 12 car tonight. He told me he might be shaking off a little bit of rust.
Oh, Lefty designed it. Okay. That's cool. Well, that explains why it looks so good then.
For the Pocono Mountain Regional Police Foundation. Those working this weekend gathered for a photo yesterday, and he is honored to do what he can to support those in blue. He also added that he is so grateful to the track staff for being so great at their jobs.
Yeah, I could see that. That makes sense that the Tundra body would be the reason for that.
He's the CEO of Pocono. Kind of a busy weekend on his hands, but he's in the race car.
Yeah, so Nick Igdalski in the 12 car today is the CEO of Pocono. He's driving one of the fast track cars today. That's pretty cool. Oh, the white Safe Light scheme's really nice. Well, on this channel it is bussin'. I sing a little more than I probably should on the personal channel. Nobody wants to hear my voice.
Such a fun racetrack. I can't wait to watch what these guys can do here.
I don't know. That's a question everybody's been asking for a while, Landon. I do not understand why the truck race is so short here. It doesn't make any sense, especially with stages. There's literally no point. You get, what, like 10 green flag laps between stages? It's ridiculous.
Well, Ty's all about breaking the records this year, so we'll see. He's got some hungry drivers around him, though, that hope that will not happen. Hope to put the stop on it.
He has been around a while, but he hasn't driven that much, has he? I'm pretty sure he ran this race last year. But I think that's the first time I knew of him running a race. Alright, here we come to the green. 80 laps at Pocono. Ty Gibbs, Chandler Smith, front row. Corey Heim, Sam Mayer, row 2, and they are off. Corey already taking a peek. Ty's blocking him all the way to the bottom of the front stretch. Here he comes. Oh, look at... They were weaving all down the front stretch. All the way to turn 1. Corey trying to get around Ty, and Ty blocking him the whole way. Corey is up to 2nd, though. Chandler fell back to 3rd through all of that. We're 3 wide for 4th with Dollar, Mayer, and Wood. Sanchez right behind them. Dollar came through for 4th. Mayer's fallen all the way to 6th. He's still inside Jack Wood for 5th, though. Sends it deep into 3. Mayer gets back up to 5th. Wood back to 6th. Sanchez going to take a peek inside now for 6th. Wood is kind of stuck on the outside. The weaving and dodging back and forth on the front stretch. Sanchez went all the way to the bottom off of 3. Wood followed him down to try and get like a side draft. And then shot back up to the wall. I don't know that I've ever seen this level of aggressiveness in an ARCA race at Pocono. These guys are all over the place. Well, we didn't get a first lap crash bussin'. It actually does surprise me. It wouldn't have surprised me to see that. Ty already up a 2nd on Corey Heim. I wish I could say I'm surprised. Chandler right on the bumper of Corey, looking for P2. Yeah, that's the only time that's exciting at this track. Once they get spread out, there ain't going to be nothing happening. Because that's just how Pocono is. So, the reason they look sideways is because they put so much skew into the car. I guess it's better aerodynamically. I'm not 100% sure the best way to describe it, but it's because it's better for them aerodynamically. It makes the airflow better. Yeah, I was very surprised by that, Zachary. I did not expect them to be weaving and bobbing like that so much. Hey, Shaw. I'm just going to call you Shaw because I'm not 100% sure how to fully pronounce that whole name. So you're just Shaw from now on. I hope that's okay. The side skirts, positive bodies, teams always try to flare. Yeah, there you go. There's a better explanation from Robert.
And I was talking to the GMS guys. That's who field this ARCA Menards car as well as the truck for Jack. But they said Jack really studies hard, really works hard at it. They're really impressed with his work ethic.
No caution clock, no tires. As bad as it is for Ty to already be a 2.5 seconds ahead on lap 5, no caution clock. That's the dumbest thing NASCAR ever did, and I will stand by that until my dying breath. As opposed to stages and playoffs and all that stuff as I am, the caution clock is the worst thing NASCAR ever came up with. I will stand by that.
that big trunk that they got on the back of those trucks. So those are the biggest differences. But these are two very, very similar cars and trucks in my opinion.
You know what's funny too is 2014 actually was probably the best year for the Gen 6 car. So it's so weird that they were so skewed out like that in 2014, that it was that aero dependent, but yet that was still the best year of racing with that car.
Yeah, that's incredible. 9 and 30-some starts. And I said at the beginning, when I said to him, you haven't been here before. I knew he hadn't been here before in a truck.
I'm gonna guess we have a break around lap 40. I can't imagine there's 2 breaks in this race.
Absolutely. I mean, any of those tracks that you go to are
So apparently, according to the Fox graphic, Chandler is running very similar times to Ty, even though he's stuck behind Corey. I don't know that I believe that. No, according to timing and scoring, Chandler was 2/10 slower than Ty the last lap, and Corey was almost 3/10 slower. What's weird is they've got Greg Von Alst on timing and scoring, and he's not even there. He was on the entry list, but he's not there. So it's weird that they've even got him on timing and scoring. Yeah, it's true. The 900 horsepower would make a difference. Dude, Thad Moffitt is way off today. He's back in P14. We got a fast track car in the top 10 with Jade Buford P10. I'll take some Reese's. Where are my free Reese's? All this coverage I give ARCA, shouldn't that entitle me to a few free Reese's cups? You don't even have to pay me money. I'll just take Reese's cups. That's all I need. ARCA gonna ARCA. You know, I feel like that probably is the plan, Zachary, is Ty probably will, maybe not the 11. Oh, caution's out. For what? Oh, it's Nick Igdalski.
He's obviously spun because you can see the roof flap came up. There's a piece of fabric there that holds that roof flap.
Are we going to get a replay, or are we just going to assume that he spun? Tinfoil hat time. He spun intentionally because he was done, because he had to go back in the tower and reassume his CEO duties. Obviously joking, but DGR gonna DGR. Isn't who the... Oh, no, that was Derek Lancaster. Jack Wood fan, he's had the most... You're not wrong, Shot. You are not wrong. He has had such a weird year. Well, supposedly he's full-time in trucks now, because he's taken over that 24 truck now that they gave Rafi the boot. So, I think this is just a one-off at this point. I don't think the plan is to run him full ARCA anymore. Now, they might run a few more ARCA races with him, but I think the plan is just for him to be in trucks now. And they've got Daniel Dye in the East races now. I don't know that I want Priest's pieces, but I would like some Reese's pieces. Okay, so under caution here, lap 8 at Pocono. Ty Gibbs is your leader. He's led all 8 laps so far. Corey Himes 2nd, Chandler Smith 3rd, Drew Dollar 4th, Sam Mayer 5th, Jack Wood 6th, Nick Sanchez 7th, Kyle Seagate, Andy Jankowiak 9th, and Jade Buford in the top 10 in a fast track car. Other notables, Jet Noland in an East car in 11th, Jason Kitzmiller, 12th. Thad Moffat's up to 13th. Chris Wright in the 30 for Rhett Jones is 14th. I know we got some Sean Core fans in the chat. I believe he's 16th. Tim Richmond, 21st. Brad Smith, 22nd. Nick Igdalski, after his spin, currently scored 2 laps down in 24th, which is last today. There are 24 cars here. Here, Jackwood struggles may have something to do with all the jumping. You know, I think there's something to that. Because with not getting a firm footing in any car or any series, that would do something like that. And I don't know that I would necessarily say he's struggling, because he's had some good runs. It's just been inconsistent, and I think that's got a lot to do with it, because he's jumping back and forth between like 4 different series. No, yeah, see? Sean and I are on the same page. I don't know if he could have gotten Charlotte. I don't know if anybody could have gotten Ty there. That was one race that Ty definitely had him covered. He might have gotten up to 2nd. That wouldn't have surprised me, but I don't think he could have gotten Ty. What track would I like to see ARCA go to that isn't on the current schedule? You know what's funny? Is I actually put together my ideal ARCA schedule. I actually listed out the whole thing, put some new tracks on it, kicked out some of the tracks I didn't like, and I was going to make a video on it. But then I started hearing some things about what might be happening with the schedule next season. So I decided to wait on it, and I'm going to do it in the off-season once we know how the schedule for next year is going to look, because there might be some changes that would affect what I do with that. So, that being said, one of the things that I put on there, or actually, here's a couple. Here's a couple tracks that I would like to see. One of them is Sandusky Speedway in Sandusky, Ohio. Very similar to Martinsville, and it keeps to the Midwest roots of ARCA. And it's been on the ARCA schedule before, but it's been a long time. I'd like to see Sandusky be back on the ARCA schedule. I would also like to see the Terre Haute Action Track in Terre Haute, Indiana. The dirt track in Terre Haute, Indiana. I think that would be a much better showcase of a dirt race than Springfield or DuQuoin ever give. I understand why they keep Springfield and DuQuoin on the schedule for the history that those 2 tracks have with ARCA, but I don't see the need to have both of them. I think you could honestly get rid of DuQuoin and replace it with a quote-unquote better dirt track. And I say better in terms of one that will give a better product with these cars than what DuQuoin generally does. Or that Springfield usually does, for that matter.
You don't have to have the same driver as well. You can have different drivers because it just goes by order. But you see Coy Gibbs, Ty Gibbs,
yes. Well, technically he withdrew. I'm not 100% sure why, but yeah, he didn't show up today. So yeah, Van Alst is not there today. Gigdalski. Well, I got my TV time. Go back in the office. Yeah, that's pretty much, yeah, sounds about right. Safe Light repair, Chandler replace. Well, you also got to remember Sam Mayer's in a Brett Holmes car and not a GMS car today. So it's not quite the same equipment. Oh, we're fanning out once again. Chandler, I think, actually got to the inside of Ty. Here we go, side by side into one. Is Chandler going to take the lead? Chandler Smith to the lead. This is the first lap that Ty hasn't led since when? It's been a while. Well, okay, so technically Chandler technically hasn't led the lap yet, but he is gapping Ty a little bit here. Corey's P3, Drew Dollar 4th, Sam Mayer 5th. Buford's up to 9th around Jankowiak. No, scratch that. They haven't updated the pylon. Jankowiak's back around Buford. In fact, I think Buford got around Jankowiak got around Kyle Sieg as well. Yes, Sandusky does have a track. I didn't know this either until I started doing my research into what I would like that ideal ARCA schedule to be. But yes, they have a track, and I really like it. Wait, what's an unfortunate track in town named Dibsland? You know, Texas could be a cool place for some. Thad Moffitt around Jet Nolan for 10th. I think that's the highest Thad Moffitt's been all day since the start. Are we about to see Ty Gibbs not win a race? Casey's about to lose his bet. Aren't you, Casey? Are you still here? Casey was telling me he made a bet earlier about Ty Gibbs. Knoxville put on a very good show for SRX. That would be a fun ARCA race. They could go there the same weekend as the trucks. I wouldn't mind that. I don't think mile dirt tracks work for stock cars. Now, Springfield was a decent race last year, but generally, more often than not, those Springfield and DuQuoin races are snoozers. There's not much going on in those races, especially given that most of these guys don't really have any dirt experience, so they're just kind of easing things around, not really knowing how much they can push the car, and it just tends to become a boring race. I would much rather see just better dirt tracks all around be put on the schedule. Like Terre Haute, like Knoxville, like Eldora, tracks like that. Another track I found when I was putting that together was, what was it, I-80 Speedway in Greenwood, Nebraska. I feel like that would be a good one too. Don't jinx it, Bussin'. Mayer looks a little slow right now. He just lost 5th and 6th to Wood and Sanchez. Well, he hasn't lost 6 just yet. He's fighting back on the outside of Sanchez. No, it really is. It's very hard to not bet on Ty. I will agree with that. Okay, so Mayer is definitely off the pace, because Kyle Sieg has now gotten around him for 7th. I didn't see it, but apparently there's sparks coming out the back, they said. Oh, there we go, yep. Yeah, he's got some sort of mechanical issue, and that might be why he's not as fast as we expected him to be today, because that 23 car is a little off. It depends on the type of car that is racing on Dirt Shop. Most of these asphalt cars, I would agree with that. It's just not. Oh, Sam's way off the pace now. I think that's gonna be probably about it for Sam today, because he seems to really be dropping back now. But yeah, if you put a purpose-built dirt car on a dirt track, those are generally good races. You put a stock car on a dirt track, it's iffy whether it's going to be a good race or not. Ooh. Scott Melton's got some issues. Caution's back out.
These Elmore engines, as you mentioned, these are the same engines they run in the truck series. They really don't like a lot of water temperature.
Scott apparently really got into somebody in the left front.
That could have been an issue there for
A little caved in there.
Scott Melton, the 59-year-old, 10th here, a year ago, 10th at Talladega earlier this season.
Nice.
That's one thing that's always surprised me about this Elmore motor is it really starts to retard itself whenever it gets over a certain water temperature. And you can definitely feel that too whenever it starts to get there. You immediately look down, start going through your gauges and your troubleshooting there, and normally that's one of the biggest things that pops up.
See damage to the back of Tim Richmond's car. That's who he hit. That was the initial start of the race where those two cars got together. About, what, 225 degrees, Brandon, something like that is when they start retarding and basically it detunes.
Yeah, exactly. I think it's right around that range for sure. Man, you start
Oh, Casey's back. Casey, are you a little worried about your bet now? No, I didn't want Siri. No, I didn't want you. Go away, Siri.
Scott Melton brings it safely down pit road.
It's going to be a big break for Sam Mayer. Maybe Sam
Hint,
can bring
why
the top
Haley
of
Deegan's dirt track stats in NASCAR aren't that great. I think that's part of it, but at the same time, I think people give her... Oh, Melton got into the back of Tim Richmond. That's who he got into. So Tim Richmond has damage on the right rear now, and Melton is caved in on the left front. I think that's part of the reason why Deegan's dirt stats in NASCAR aren't great, but part of it is, too, people give her too much credit for having a dirt track background when she came from off-road trucks. That's not the same thing as running dirt tracks in NASCAR or in dirt cars. While that does help a little bit, it doesn't help as much as I think people tend to give it credit for. So I think they expect way too much out of her when it comes to dirt races. I don't even know why I still have Siri turned on, for being honest. I changed her to an Australian. I like her Australian accent. She raced dirt in ARCA too. And she was decent, but wasn't great in the ARCA dirt races either. What do you think it takes to revive the ARCA series? I think we just need more investment from big name teams. I think someone like Junior Motorsports. See, and the problem with that is, what's in it for Junior Motorsports to come to ARCA right now? There's no money in ARCA because there's no purse money in these races hardly. It would just be a losing investment for them. And that's why my video from, I guess, almost a year ago now, I think that was back in August of last year, where I talked about how the NASCAR ladder is broken and how to fix it. That's how you fix ARCA. You get rid of Xfinity. Honestly, I think that's the only way to fix ARCA at this point. You get rid of Xfinity, that frees purse money up to go to trucks and ARCA, and it also shifts and moves some teams around. Moves the Xfinity teams down to trucks, or some of them up to Cup. Some of the truck teams stay in trucks, some of them go down to ARCA. You've got more competitive teams, you've got more purse money. That's how you fix ARCA. That's about the only way to fix ARCA at this point, honestly. No, she's definitely not in that group. Not at all. Should I try racing? Like, racing in real life? I don't think that would be a good idea. Have you seen me racing on iRacing? I don't think that would be a good idea. Yeah, well, the only one they ran last year was Springfield. DuQuoin got canceled because of COVID. Yes, she did finish second, but if I remember correctly, she wasn't a second-place car in that race. I think she was like 5th or 6th in that race most of the day. And then they had like a 3 or 4 car pile up with 2 to go on a restart. She snuck through it, and that's how she got 2nd. If I remember correctly. She wasn't a 2nd place car in that race. I do remember that. Because I know... Oh, Sam Mayer has completely blown up. Selfie was in that wreck. Who am I forgetting? There were 2 or 3 other cars in that wreck besides Selfie, and I don't remember who it was, but there was a fairly big pileup with just a few laps to go on a restart. She got through it, and that's how she ended up to 2nd. Would you scream sorry in the microphone? Why would I do that? Why would I break my mic like that? That is how you mess up microphones. I think something like the super license system in F1 could work, where a driver earns a certain amount of points. That was another thing that Self, Holmes, and Gibbs, that's what it was. Okay. Okay, so that's similar to another thing I suggested in the ladder video, was when they revamp the ladder like that and make it Cup, Trucks, and ARCA, then they have to put in requirements of, okay, you have to run a certain amount in ARCA and be competitive enough in ARCA, and once you prove to us that you're competitive enough and that you're worthy of moving to the next level, we will approve you and you can move on to trucks. Same thing in trucks. Once you've run enough races and you prove to us that you're competent enough behind the wheel, then we'll approve you to go to Cup. Then you don't have situations like Quinn Houff jumping all the way from ARCA to Cup and having all the issues that he's had in Cup. So we've lost Sam Mayer now. And
in talking with the camaraderie that you have with Sam, how great was it to work alongside him again?
Oh, that's awesome. Sam's
and the thing, honestly, I could kind of tell there was an issue with that 23 car all day for Mayer, because I think it was Shaw that pointed this out earlier, that he was not quite as competitive today as what we were used to seeing from him. And I kind of figured that was the car more than him. I think the problem with ARCA is some teams have too many resources and others have none. I believe ARCA in the past had less spin in the best teams. I mean, to an extent. I think it's amplified more this year because Gibbs is running away with everything, and I think a lot of the issue with that is Gibbs is just putting more money in. I think you're correct. Now, the issue with that is, I'm trying to think of how to word this correctly. It's being exemplified this year because, one, they've got Ty Gibbs in the car, and Ty Gibbs has... If you look at Ty Gibbs' maturity level from even last year to this year, he's a completely different driver this year than he was even last year. Look at some of the drives he's put together this year. There are races that he has run this year that if this was last year, he wouldn't have followed through and won that race. He would have done something to overuse his equipment, fall back into the field, and not win it. Or he would have pushed too hard, gotten into a wreck or something like that. Look at the Daytona road course last year. He went out and pushed 110% from the word go, and he was like 10-12 seconds ahead of Selfie at one point in both runs. In the first run before the break and the last run. And both of those runs, Selfie, who had saved his equipment for the whole run, caught him back by the end of the run and passed him both times. Ty's not doing things like that this year. So I think that's a lot of the difference is you've got a team that's spending a little more money, and you've also got a driver that has matured so much that when he's got equipment like that, he can't lose, basically. I think once Ty moves on, it's not going to be as big of an issue. Because before this year, yeah, that 18 car was fast, but they weren't like this. And I don't think a lot has changed with that team. I don't think they're doing a lot differently. I think Ty is the one that's doing a lot differently, and I think that's the biggest difference this year.
Sorry.
Reese's. How do we stuff Reese's peanut butter, pretzels, caramel, peanuts, and chocolate into Reese's Take 5?
Wait a minute. How do we do it? I'm tired of being left off company email. Can someone tell me how we do it?
I mean, let's be honest, Dibslin. What's the downfall of that? There really isn't... There's not a disadvantage to having a system like that. Or at least not one that I can think of. All I can think is there's advantages to that, because again, you keep situations like Quinn Houff from happening. It would eliminate pay-to-play drivers, or it would eliminate the ones that aren't good enough to be there. Because there are a few pay drivers that they may not be fantastic, but they at least are competent enough that they aren't the worst tire in the world. I think Paul Menard gets a lot more scrutiny than what he deserved. While he wasn't contending for wins most of the time, it's not like he was a terrible driver. He was at least serviceable. You can't say that about all pay drivers. Yeah, 4 tiers is too many for that, and that's why I think Xfinity is the one that has to go if you're gonna eliminate one rung in the ladder. I think it has to be Xfinity, because the problem is if you eliminate ARCA, if you start from the bottom and you eliminate ARCA, the problem with ARCA right now is there's not enough money flowing around. If you eliminate ARCA because of that, you're already seeing that start to happen in trucks. Look at how many trucks are unsponsored, or would be unsponsored right now if Marcus Lemonis wasn't putting his companies on those trucks. So, that's already happening in trucks. So if you eliminate ARCA, that's really not hardly any extra money to start infusing into trucks. Whereas if you get rid of Xfinity, that's a lot more money that you can infuse into trucks, and you can infuse into ARCA, and it helps flow downhill instead of trying to push very little money uphill, if that makes any sense. Yes, Sam Mayer is with Brett Holmes Racing now. He is no longer with GMS. He is with Brett Holmes Racing in trucks and ARCA and Junior Motorsports and Xfinity. I am way behind on the chat. I am trying to catch up. What would be my catchphrase? Probably I'm sorry, because I'd be wrecking everybody. Who do you think has more talent, Gibbs or Mayer? I still think Mayer is better than Gibbs. Now, with the improvement that Gibbs has made this year, that might have shifted. I want to see what Mayer does starting this week once he's in an Xfinity car. I want to see what they do head-to-head against each other in Xfinity cars, and that might change my opinion, but right now at this very moment, I still think Mayer is better than Gibbs. Gibbs possibly getting the edge due to him being such good equipment. Yeah, well, and then Mayer's going to be in really good equipment now, too, with Junior Motorsports. So, does Ty really have that kind of an edge in Xfinity? Most other drivers would not be putting up the results he is. You're exactly right. I mean, look at Riley Herbst. Most of the time, Riley Herbst could not do this in the 18 car. On a very rare occasion he could, but most of the time he couldn't do this. So, Ty is something special right now, and that's part of the problem. Ooh, Chandler with a big jump on the restart. I'm not sure why Jack Wood is 20th. I've been trying to catch up on the chat, and I haven't fully been paying attention to what's actually happening here. Maybe he pitted? Corey Heim up to P2 into turn 1. Ty Gibbs all the way back to P3. What is happening? Sanchez is up to 4th. Moffitt's up to 5th. Drew Dollar kicked back to 6th. Moffitt peeking inside Sanchez now for 4th. Oh, Jack pitted. Okay. Streaming SRX tomorrow. No. There will not be an SRX watch party tomorrow, but next week, I had this idea the other day. We're going to do a combo watch party. Next week's July 3rd, right? So we're going to do SRX. We'll start the watch party at 8 o'clock so we can do SRX, and then the ARCA West race at Irwindale doesn't start until, like, what, 10 o'clock Eastern? So we can get SRX done, roll straight into ARCA, and finish the watch party there. That's what we're doing next week for the watch party. So next week it will be an SRX watch party as well as an ARCA watch party. Yes, I will be at Berlin. Honestly, yeah, right now he is too talented for full-time in ARCA. The problem is, and we've had this discussion in the Discord recently. Oh, Brian Dowza into the wall on the backstretch. Nick Igdalski also involved. He's got the left front real tore up. Caution is back out. I don't even know if we're going to run any green flag laps in this race. Okay, so quick catch you up on the running order before I, again, try to catch up on the chat, which I'm way behind on. Chandler Smith, your leader. Corey Heim, 2nd. Ty Gibbs is back to 3rd. Nick Sanchez, 4th. Thad Moffitt, 5th. Drew Dollar, 6th. Kyle Seek, 7th. Andy Jankowiak, 8th. Jet Nolan, 9th. And Jason Kitzmiller is into the top 10 in 10th. Oh, Dowza got turned by Ryan Huff. That's what happened. How did Igdalski get... Oh, Igdalski clipped the right rear of Dowza trying to miss him. Oh, that's unfortunate. That is so unfortunate. Okay. Yes, so... Ty probably is too talented for ARCA at this point. Let's be honest, he probably is. But we've had this discussion in the Discord recently. And the point that I brought up was... Yes, he probably should be full-time in Xfinity at this point, but they already had the plan set long before I think they realized how good Ty was going to be this year. And you can't just uproot everything when you've already got drivers planned in that 54 car and just say, no, we're going to stick Ty in there for the full season, and that's that. You've got sponsorship obligations, you've got sponsors that already want Kyle in for some races, Denny, Martin, whoever. You can't just tell those sponsors, no, we're not going to run those drivers now, we're going to put Ty in for the full year. So they're kind of between a rock and a hard place at this point. They already committed him to the full ARCA season. They're going to stick him in as many Xfinity races as they can, and then he'll be full-time Xfinity next year. It's a bad situation for ARCA right now because he's just going to run away with everything, but that's about all he can do at this point. Back in the 2000s, Xfinity was called the Leech. Well, to an extent, yes, it was. I think that was before the term Leech was a thing. But, yeah, there was a lot more Cup drivers involved at that point. Randy Jones gets too much scrutiny for that same reason. Yeah, you're exactly right, Robert. I feel the only problem I can find with the graduate system is that when a driver does earn the amount of results needed to move on, they may be limited by sponsorship and or not finding a ride. I think sponsors would adapt at that point, because I think at that point it would go back to more, you'd have to have the teams having their own sponsors rather than drivers. I think that kind of a system would force that, because sure, a driver could have a sponsor, but he may not be putting up results to be able to move to the next series, so that sponsor doesn't do him a lot of good in the long run, whereas if the team has the sponsor, it doesn't matter whether the driver brings a sponsor or not. That ride is ready for a driver that deserves it. So I think, honestly, that kind of system could fix a lot of issues, even more than the issues that it blatantly fixes. Did you see my video? I saw it was recommended to me. I haven't had a chance to watch it yet. Why? Am I bringing up some of his points? GMS has entered the chat. Okay, so apparently we're using this as a competition caution. So there must be 2 competition cautions today. I'm guessing there was supposed to be one at lap 30. So I'm guessing this is not a break. This is just a competition caution. I don't think we're actually going to get 5 minutes here. I think Gibbs will outrun Mayer in Xfinity. It's possible, especially with the way Gibbs is running right now. But don't forget that Mayer drastically, most of the time last year, outran Gibbs in ARCA. So, again, this is a different Ty Gibbs this year than it was last year, but I don't think it's going to be that cut and dry. I don't think Gibbs is going to be head and shoulders better than Mayer. He could outrun Mayer, but I don't think it's that much of a given yet. No, I don't think you should have made that bet, Casey. Who gave me what idea? Which idea are we talking about? I've talked about so many different things in the past few minutes. I don't know which idea you're referring to, Casey. Yes, there is an RNN Discord server. Hey, Jason. So if that's something you're interested in, I can put the invite link in the chat. Well, he is real, but he's not the crew chief Jason Ratcliffe. Although apparently he looks like the crew chief Jason Ratcliffe, supposedly. Oh, you brought up the future of the Xfinity series. Okay. Okay. So, yes. I gotta give credit to Casey. Casey was the one that originally gave me the idea for the combo SRX ARCA watch party next week. So, yes, I've got to give Casey credit for that. Is that next week? I think that's next week. Is it? Or maybe it's 2 weeks from now. I don't remember. It's July 3rd. I know that much. I don't remember if that's next week or not. I love Tim Richmond's little Sharpie pit sign. Yeah. I think Mayer will be top 5 consistently, but Gibbs has been a contender basically race in, race out. True. But the thing is, if Sam is top 5 consistently, hypothetically, that means he's contending for the win more often than not. So, I think they're going to be very similar. I think by the end of the season, I think they're going to have very similar numbers of wins by the end of the season. Oh, Jack stayed out. Interesting. So was that a strategy call for them to pit on the last caution? Or did he pit for another reason, and it just worked out that way? Too many drivers are being rushed. They want to be in certain series. Their sponsor wants them. You're exactly right, Robert. You are exactly right. And that's a lot of the problem we have with young drivers right now. They get rushed so quickly, and they're not ready for the series that they're in. And then they flop. Is it next week? Okay.
Menards is the Midwest's ultimate home improvement store. Family owned since 1958. Menards is the one-stop shop.
So, okay. Was it Shaw that was asking about the... Oh, yeah, Shaw was asking about the Discord. So, for anybody that's interested in that and that's not in the Discord server, I'll go ahead and throw an invite to that in the chat. If that is something you were interested in.
ARCA Racing on FS1 is brought to you by Reese's. Reese's Peanut Butter Cups. Reese's. Not sorry. And by Hers.
Here we go. Oh look, we've got dueling Garths again.
Welcome back to Pocono Raceway for the General Tire hashtag.
There you go. So if anybody wants to be in the Discord that's not already, there's a link for you.
Interesting. We've had some strategy. We've had some carnage. Not a lot of action. So now is a great time to take a look at our Richmond Walker.
Yes, you are correct, Robert.
Here's the initial start of the race. Ty Gibbs inside.
Could have been GMS Twitter didn't mention any problems, only mentioned that they made an adjustment. Okay. As an Alfredo fan, 2021 has been... Well, are you surprised he's at Front Row Motorsports? I mean, what did you honestly expect him to do there? Outside of plate tracks, or super speedways, they're not plate tracks anymore. Outside of Daytona and Talladega, they don't contend. So I don't know what you expected out of him there. That's not completely true, Dibslin. By the end of 2018, she was starting to figure things out in ARCA. One more full season in ARCA. If she had just run 2019 in ARCA, I think we would see a different Natalie Decker right now. But we all know what happened. She moved up the trucks in 19, and then it went from there. She was starting to figure it out by the end of 18. Now, does that mean she would have been a championship contender in ARCA in 19? Probably not, but she might have won a race. It wouldn't have surprised me. I mean, she was actually competitive in that Kansas race at the end of the season before she got dumped. So, I really wish we could have seen what could have happened if she'd have spent one more year in ARCA. I think it would have been completely different.
That's what these guys try to do for him is get track position, let's get out front. So now it's the driver starting to do his job to try to be as perfect as he can on that
Dueling guards. Also a big fan of Travis Braden, Just Ballard. I mean, everybody's a fan of Travis Braden and Baby Jess, let's be honest. They're awesome. Exactly what I'm saying, Robert. Kansas 2018. It should have gone in. That's strange. I'm going to put it in one more time. It's going to be... It's going to be right after No Tires, once again, is asking me to sing Happy Birthday to Ariana Grande. Which I'm not doing. Alfredo was a rush driver into not the best equipment, so... Yeah, exactly. I mean, he's doing about as good as you'd expect him to do in that car. I don't know where Casey Roderick's from. Jones was rushed too. That's why he wrecked a lot early in Xfinity. Yeah. Did anything happen in the race? Well, Jack Wood's the leader now. Ty Gibbs is P4. Chandler Smith and Corey Heim both passed him under green, and then Jack Wood stayed out under this caution, so he's the leader now. We may legit see somebody other than Ty Gibbs win today, Moffatcast. Things happened. I don't see the link popping up there either, so, okay, we're going to do this then. I can make this work. It's just going to be very... See, in the past, because I was signed in under my personal account, not under RNN, but my personal account is set up as a moderator on here. In the past, it's let my personal account put links into the chat. Apparently, it's not doing that today. So, let's put it in under RNN. There we go. There it is. Okay, there. So for anybody that wants to be in the Discord, it is there now. Fox Sports ticker for Jack Wood's number looks so strange. 21 is skewed weird. They don't have the ticker up right now. I wasn't paying attention to it. Oh yeah, that does look weird. Where did that come from? That was a very nice looking car. In fact, I have the diecast of that. That beauty right there. I don't know if these are still available or not. They were available on Travis's website. He had a run of these custom made just for his website from Lionel. I don't know if they're still available or not. They're all autographed though too. So if that's something you're into, you might check that out if this is something you want.
Certainly a tremendous opportunity to have a great finish there, if not even a win. Definitely not his doing, that crash, but what could have been? And he will have one more truck start for KBM.
So jealous.
Pace car is off. Jack Wood will lead him to green in the 21.
I'm guessing the person that just joined is that you, Shaw? I'm guessing by that username that's you. Green flag is back out. Jack Wood holding steady on the inside, but Chandler looks like he's going to get him on the outside. Ty is going to follow him around. Oh, we're going to go 3 wide down the backstretch. Corey down to the inside. So Jack could not hold on to the front very long. Now we're side by side for second. Corey on the inside, Ty on the outside. Into the tunnel turn. Ty's going to roll it on the outside and get back to second. So move Corey back to third. Sanchez up to fourth around Jack Wood. Drew Dollar up to fifth now. So Jack Wood falling like a rock. That strategy did not work. And Thad Moffitt in seventh right behind him. Speaking of yawed out, Jack seems to have some problems with these restarts. Well, didn't really work for him this time either.
Yeah, we call that skew because that gives these cars so much downforce. And they used to be unlimited here in the ARCA series. They used to be even crammed out worse than that. But they reined them in a little bit. They changed some rules to be more in line with the East and the West series. So they can
yeah, Chandler definitely got more of a run there. This is weird, as it's actually more like... Yeah, and that's been a thing for a while. I don't understand why. The truck race is just so weird, especially the fact that it's got stages. It's just useless, because you don't even get very long green flag runs. Now, we've had that issue in this race too, but other than... Well, no, every caution so far has been an organic caution, because something's actually happened. So it's not quite the same as just throwing in random stages. I mean, if we're going to see a non-Toyota win this season in ARCA, I feel like it's probably going to be Nick Sanchez. I don't know. I don't see that happening right now with as head and shoulders as Gibbs is faster than everybody, and then even if you take Gibbs out of the equation, Heim is faster than everyone else on top of that. So, and then you throw in Chandler Smith in the 25 this week. You know, it's... I don't know. I'd like to see Nick Sanchez win this year, but it's probably going to be tough. Ooh! That into the side of Jack Wood. That is sideways, and he keeps it under control off of turn one. That was... I thought we were about to see Thad Moffitt wreck. And then allows Kyle Sieg to get around Thad as well. That Phillips 66 scheme for Andy Jankowiak looks really good. I like that a lot. It's too bad he's now a lap down in 14th. Oh, I think Thad clipped the apron, I think is what happened, and it shot him up the track into Jack Wood. No, he didn't actually get the apron. He just shot up the track. Huh. He's deceived me, but saw someone lightly tap the wall in the back. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me. I think Kyle Larson is the Ty Gibbs of Cup. I think you've got that backward, Robert. Sieg and Kitzmiller just don't have the equipment. No, they really don't. Sanchez not quite unless... Yeah, exactly. But the problem is, if you eliminate the Toyotas, if you eliminate Gibbs and the Venturini cars, Sanchez is really probably about the next best car. So you eliminate them, he's probably the next one to win, unless Jack Wood's in the race. And then I guess it depends on the race if Jack Wood's actually going to be competitive or not, because he's been all over the board this year, like we've already talked about. Yeah, I think that was definitely the Reese's sweep move of the race. Can we teleport to Great Wolf Lodge? I'm pretty sure I have to know where I'm teleporting to teleport there, don't I? Isn't that how teleportation works? I don't know where Great Wolf Lodge is, so I don't think that would work very well. Oh, hold up. Why did we just switch the camera off of there? Ty just came out of nowhere onto Chandler's bumper. There we go. What is... And around the outside, Ty Gibbs back to the lead. Corey's going to follow him. Where did they just come from? Chandler just forced Corey onto the checkered part of the front stretch on the bottom. Corey is all over the back bumper of Ty. They both slide up the track in one. What is happening? What just happened with this battle for the lead? I really don't know. Where did they even come from? Wasn't Chandler like a second ahead? I don't even know how they just caught up to Chandler like that.
That's the exit of the tunnel turn, and you saw the 06 car, Don Thompson, and maybe it might have hurt his momentum a little bit when he was lapping that 06 car, Don Thompson, and he was just slow on the short shoot between the tunnel turn and turn.
Huh. That was just such a weird scenario all the way around. Yeah, Larson's kind of stinking up the show in Cup right now.
This is a relatively big engine as far as 396 cubic inches. The Xfinity engines that Brandon will race on Sunday are 300.
Yeah, it is really nice to see Ty actually have a paint scheme. I mean, he'll probably be back to unsponsored next week, but... Because it's not like that's a new sponsor for him. They sponsored him at Phoenix, too. So I wouldn't expect to see them for the rest of the year, and any Race Monster's not on there. Yeah, Ty really did throw it in there. It's so weird watching them weave down the front stretch, and the fact that all three of these guys are actually this close together is intriguing to me. The fact that Ty hasn't run away with this. This actually has been pretty good so far. See, and that's another thing we were talking about in the Discord earlier. Everybody was expecting Ty to just run away with this and it be a snoozer, and I was like, we said the same thing about Talladega, and remember how good Talladega was? This has actually been fantastic so far. The battle between Gibbs, Chandler, and Corey has been incredible. It is very nice to see him have some competition, bruh. That feels weird saying bruh and it actually being your name, but yeah. They literally are just snaking back and forth. It's just a 3-car snake. Yeah, no, I don't think it's staying green to the next competition caution. Because that's how NASCAR works these days, Ashton. It's not about how good you perform, it's about... I don't even know what it's about. I honestly, I don't know what sponsors are looking for at this point. I really don't, because you would think sponsors would be all over Ty given how much he's winning, but I don't know. I really don't know why that is. That's just how NASCAR is these days. Well, it is Pristine Auctions. That is the sponsor. I don't know what kind of auctions they are, though. I haven't looked that far into it. I don't know that trains usually snake this much. It's just me or does Ty's right front seem down? Well? I don't know. Let me see what it looks like here coming off a 3. Maybe? No, I mean, it looks pretty... It looks fine to me. I don't know. Big improvement. Yeah. It is a big improvement. I don't know, though. Does he not have any likability? I mean, he's honestly a good kid. And I think he's kind of getting away from that mini Kyle Busch persona this year, so... I don't know, mate. I think he's been showing a lot more likability this year. I don't know, maybe that's just me. Oh, see you, Shaw. Thanks for hanging out. Yeah, that's the thing. If you sponsor Tyler Larson, yeah, you're going to get a lot of ad time. I don't know. I don't know, Robert. It doesn't make a lot of sense. I mean, that could be it. Because... It could be it, Brian, because I think what they're trying to do is they're trying to get a situation similar to how Chase has Napa. They're trying to get that kind of a sponsor for Ty. And I think they're holding out for a sponsor like that, and they just don't want to slap every sponsor possible on the car if they don't have to. Now, is that a good strategy? I don't know, but I'm pretty sure that's what they're doing. Cindric used to be mediocre. He's not anymore. Cindric has improved a lot. From the time he came into Xfinity to now, he has improved a whole lot. He is a completely different driver now than he was when he first started in Xfinity or when he was in trucks. I don't understand Monster either. But yet they'll stick with somebody like Riley Herbst. I don't get it. I don't get it. Just the weaving back and forth down the front stretch. It just gets me every time. This is so funny. I love it. Okay. Lap 47, 33 laps to go. Ty Gibbs, your leader. Chandler Smith, Corey Heim in tow right behind him. Drew Dollars in fourth. Nick Sanchez fifth. Thad Moffitt 6th, Jack Wood 7th, Kyle Sieg 8th, Jason Kitzmiller 9th, and Jade Buford rounds out the top 10 in the 11 for Fast Track. Sean Kors up to 11th, Andy Jankowiak is 13th, 1 lap down. Jet Noland is 16th in the Nice car. Tim Richmond is up to 14th. Brad Smith is still out there, 3 laps down and 18th. So pretty good run for Brad Smith considering how many cars are in this race. Oh, I'm sure they have had a lot of mediocre offers. It would not surprise me. Name a restaurant that no one goes to. Is Shoney's even still in business? I couldn't tell you the last time I saw a Shoney's. Ty Gibbs will not want sponsorship from Racing News Now. Racing News Now does not have the money to sponsor Ty Gibbs. Yeah, Racing News Now does not make nearly enough from what I'm sure they're asking to be his sponsor. Sponsors even are reducing their sponsorship with Deegan. Yeah, they haven't really... Have they reduced with Riley Herbst, though? I feel like they're still on his car pretty much every week. And they've even reduced with Kurt Busch, haven't they? So it's like Riley is the only one they're still fully invested in for the most part, which makes no sense whatsoever.
Right about now, we could all use a pancake. Or 10. So come into IHOP for pancakes, burgers, burritos, and more. Because you deserve something that makes you smile.
You're exactly right. If she can't find easy sponsorship, who can? That is exactly right. Well, no disappointment in Cup so far. Look at Briscoe. I get he doesn't have the car, but... That whole team has just been off this year. I mean, even look at Harvick. Harvick's been still top 5, top 10 most weeks, but that's a guy that won 9 races last year and realistically was the champion. Let's be honest. Realistically was the champion. And he can't even find his way to victory lane this year. The other 3 cars aren't even in the top 20 in points. So that whole organization is off right now. So I don't know if you can really blame that on Briscoe right now. I mean, because they had... Did they have all 4 in the playoffs last year? I know Custer was in with the win. Was Almirola was in, wasn't he? I think Almirola got in on points. Did Boyer get in? I don't remember if Boyer got in last year or not. Exactly, Jason. Exactly. Everybody knows who she is. She transcends NASCAR at this point. It doesn't matter how successful she is, as much as she transcends NASCAR. That's right. Okay. Yes. Okay. So they did all make the round of 12. Okay. So yeah, the fact that they were all in the playoffs last year and 3 of the 4 aren't even in the top 20 now, that's an organizational problem, not a driver problem. I feel like we're just logging laps at this point, waiting for this last competition caution, which I'm assuming is here in like 7 laps. Probably at lap 60 would be my guess. She's better than Danica was. Is she good enough that she's going to win a Cup championship? I'm not sure about that. Is she good enough that as long as she's not rushed into Cup too quickly, she can at least win races? Maybe. I could see her winning some Cup races under the right circumstances. I don't know that she's quite there to where she could win Cup championships, though. But she's definitely better than Danica was. By far.
I don't think this guy does anything besides race, and when he's sleeping, he dreams about it. When he wakes up, he drinks his water and eats his cereal. Thinks
Caution. Bussin' beat me to it. I don't know what it's for, though. Or is... Oh! Don Thompson is stopped on the access road in turn 3? I'm guessing that's turn 3? It's gotta be turn 3. That's the only one with an access road, isn't it?
7 years old, just loves racing so much, he's retired. Has raced at Pocono many times, so obviously some issues. His day is done early.
Well, yeah, that's true. I didn't get to watch the Cup race at Nashville. Well, I watched like the last 5 or 10 laps. I didn't get to watch most of it, though, because of work. But, yeah, I guess I didn't realize they were doing better at Nashville. Yeah, she has Cup-level talent. Now, it still remains to be seen if she's got enough of that talent that she could potentially win a championship, but I think she's got enough talent that she deserves to be in the Cup Series, for sure. Oh, yeah. I get what you're saying, Jason. I just don't understand that, then. If Danica... And I know what you're referring to, Brian. I've heard her say that. I just don't understand why she was in racing in the first place if she didn't enjoy it. There's so many other ways, as a beautiful woman, that she could have become the celebrity that she has become. Why did she do it in something that she didn't enjoy? I don't understand that. I have to laugh to myself during the SRX broadcast, because some of these things she says, I feel like there's no way she understands some of these things she's saying, and she's just got notes in front of her that somebody gave her that she has no idea about. Like, especially the dirt stuff. She has no dirt experience. How does she know what she's talking about? I guarantee half of that is just written down for her, and she has no idea about any of it. Yeah, Taylor's injury did hurt Arca's depth. I will agree with that, because he could be given Ty maybe a run in some of these races. What do I do for work? At the moment, I do delivery for DoorDash, Uber Eats, and Grubhub. It pays the bills, gives me enough money to get to races for this, and it's very flexible schedule, so I don't have to worry about whether I can get time off for races or time off to do RNN stuff. I can get whatever time off I need and work whenever I want, make the money I need. It's fantastic. Someday will you still be in the dirt? We will still be in the 305 sprints on SRX the game. Because I don't think it lets you advance to stadium trucks until you've won a 305 championship. So we'll still be in 305 sprints for now. And the stadium super trucks are on dirt too in that game. They don't have any asphalt tracks for those. They're all on dirt. It's all dirt until you get to SRX. Say what you want about talent level. I feel Deegan is a racer. Danica... No, you're exactly right, Brian. Deegan is much more of a racer than Danica ever was. Your stance on Ben Rhodes, because I think he's okay, but that... Oh, yeah. I think that's the best way to sum him up. He's okay, but then he does things like 2020 Texas that, yeah, he, I don't know that I can say any more than that publicly. We'll put it that way. No, he's talking about Britney Spears, Dibslin.
Lap 55 of 80, so we have 25
Did she really? I missed that.
Interesting, though, we had some adjustments.
How?
We'll tape that into the
How does she not know that?
Yeah, that tape's honestly probably going to give these guys a little bit of downforce here.
No, I didn't hear Jack Ingram passed away. Was that today?
Maybe getting a little bit aero tight
Oh,
behind
rip
guys.
Jack Ingram.
Try to help them out in that sense as well. Try to get the motor running with the optimal temperatures as well.
You interviewed for a new job today? Nice, Jason.
And as the drivers
I hope it went
continue
well.
battling on track, we have a bunch of kids at this beautiful facility in the middle of Pocono Raceway. And as millions of kids
Well, that's good.
nationwide
Pretty
are
sure you
still
got
without
it. That's
their
good.
access to sports and
You'll have to keep us posted on that.
That's why Fox Sports and Good Sports are restoring play through donations of brand new fitness gear to youth organizations, including nearly $800,000.
So I see that we have 13 people watching. Welcome to anyone that's new here. Just as a quick reminder, we are currently in a hashtag race to 1K. The quicker we get to 1,000 subscribers, the quicker we can do mobile live streams on YouTube. We are usually actually physically at these ARCA races, especially as we get further into the year. I will be at Elko here in a couple of weeks, and that basically every main ARCA race past that point, besides maybe Watkins Glen, I will be at. So the quicker we get to 1,000, the quicker we can do mobile live streams from those races, which will be fantastic, and it'll give you much better coverage. So if you haven't subscribed already, go down there and consider hitting that button. So, not required to. I'm not telling you have to, but it would be great if you could. You won't regret it. Those mobile live streams will be fantastic. I guarantee it. Bucket truck chainsaw operator. Try not to cut off my typing thumb. Yeah, you don't want to do that. That wouldn't be good.
That has a rookie stripe.
Let's go back to Kate.
For the number 20th Corey Hine, there was a little bit of a confusion.
I would hope she does. She seemed to be hyping Deegan up a lot. Like, you could tell there was some definite bias for Deegan. As much as she talked about Deegan in those broadcasts, you could tell there was a little bit of bias there. So I would hope she knows Deegan is in the trucks. Talented than she showed, to be honest. What she have done, she really enjoyed. You know, and that's probably a good point. And Dibslin, you're right. She was okay in IndyCar. It's not like she was terrible in IndyCar. And I think that's a lot of the problem is when she didn't enjoy it. I think that's part of the reason that she had the poor results that she did. Who knows what she could have done if she actually enjoyed it and put some effort into it. Ty has an issue. He looks fine to me. They're scoring Jason Kitzmiller in second. I don't think that's right. I've run chainsaw entire life and done for a living before. You know. Nice. Well, no, he actually is P2. I don't know what Kitzmiller did. That's... I have a feeling it's not going to work out well for him, though. And Sean Core is... Well, Sean Core was up there, now he's dropping back. I don't know what's happening right now. Now they're 3 wide in row 2. No, the lights are off and we are not ready to go green. Okay, we've kind of settled out now. I think we're okay. Green flag's back out. Kitzmiller got the jump. Kitzmiller's leading, at least for a brief second. We'll see how long this lasts. He got the shove from Corey down the front stretch. He has not cleared Ty into 1. Oh, Ty zooms by on the bottom. Now we're 3 wide for second. Kitzmiller got kicked out. Heim and Smith side by side for second. Oh, he stayed out. Okay. How is he P2 then? Did Gibbs also stay out? Because Gibbs was still the leader. Oh, Jack Wood got turned into Kitzmiller. Oh. Leading less than a lap ago, and now he's in the wall. Ooh, two of them almost got Jack Wood there. I don't think either one of them actually got him, but two of them almost got him as he was just sitting in the middle of the track. Well, see, the thing about it is, I think he'd have been right about where he was no matter what. So I don't know that staying out was really the issue here for Kitzmiller. I think he'd have been involved in that no matter what.
Jack Wood, talked about him so much today, running top 5.
I did too. I thought there was going to be a couple more cars involved in that. Okay, the graphic says competition caution. Didn't we already have that? Or is that what we're under now? Is that what we're calling this? What was the last caution then? This race has been nuts from the drop of the green, Casey. This is way more dramatic than I expected this to be.
Kind of like a sitting duck up there when you know that you have the older tires and the field around you.
Have I been to a water park? Yeah. It's been a while, but yeah, I've been to water parks. I'll be crying in the corner. Oh, come on, Dibslin. It's not that bad. Tim Richmond was one of them that almost got Jack Wood as he was sliding down the track. I don't know who the other one was. You know, I think if he'd had a little more speed, he probably would have gotten there. I don't know if Huff actually got him there, did he? The angle they showed wasn't real conclusive. I don't know if he actually got Jack Wood or not. Okay, tires. Why want go to the desert? Who's going to the desert? Garth Allan is my name, and crashing is my game. You are not wrong. I am the master of crashing. I'm the crash master. Oh no. What did I just do? That's gonna be my new name now, isn't it? Instant regret. Instant regret. Or I could just get that tattoo from the Snickers commercial. No regrets. Oh, Kalahari Desert. Is that what I don't think it's Kalahari Desert, is it? I think she's talking about a water park. There's a water park called Kalahari. I'm pretty sure is what she's talking about. You can go to the desert, but I'm going to the dessert. That sounds like a good idea. What's everybody having for dinner tonight? I'm going to be making some Juicy Lucy burgers once this is over. Well, once I get the rewind show done. Well, no, I could probably get it done after this. As long as it takes them to send me official info on these races, I could probably get dinner cooked and eaten before they send that to me. Oh, I know you were. I know you were making a joke. I mean, it may not always be easy to tell, but I know when you're joking most of the time. Sausage, gravy, and biscuits. Not bad. Isn't biscuits and gravy a breakfast thing, though? See, I've never really been into biscuits and gravy. Never been something that's ever... I don't know. I've never really liked biscuits and gravy. It's been a long time since I had Hamburger Helper. I don't think I've had Hamburger Helper since I lived at home with my mom in high school. And she would make Hamburger Helper all the time. I don't think I've had Hamburger Helper since then. A Cajun chicken sandwich. That doesn't sound bad. Sausage and biscuits hold the gravy. Chicken mac and cheese. Oh, you had your Kraft mac and cheese Moffat cast? It just got real dark real quick. Everybody taking guesses on how many cars. Well, we currently have 16 cars on the track. So, yeah, that you can make your guesses from that. I don't think there's going to be any more than 16. Oh, it's Stephanie Moyer. Stephanie Moyer and Tim Richmond almost got Jack Wood in the end.
Tim Richmond as well in the 27 car, avoiding Jack Wood.
I could see that. I haven't had much breakfast for dinner stuff, but I could see that. Favorite driver growing up, Dale Jarrett, hands down. Dale Jarrett was my boy. And then when he retired, I was a Tony Stewart fan. And when Tony retired, then that's when I stopped having a favorite driver, because that's about the time. I think that was shortly after I got into college. And then, so I had to start doing the more unbiased thing because I was media. We had Helper, no hamburger. Nice. Holy crap. Look in the Discord. Oh boy. I mean, you can go ahead and think Kraft is good. If you want to eat that fake cheese that doesn't taste very good, just tastes like chemicals, you have fun with that then. I'll eat real cheese, thank you very much. Fun fact, Kraft only has to be a minimum of 51% cheese to be considered cheese. And that's why it doesn't taste like any other cheese, because it's not really cheese. I did not catch Kyle Busch's sponsor snafu last week. E-Step does like Matt Kenseth. He makes no qualms about that, that's for sure. Alright, we're going to have, 17 to go when we take the green here. Processed cheese product. Uh-huh. Oh, I saw your new name, Crashmaster. I saw that. Brad Keselowski is officially with Roush now. Green flag is back out. See what happens. Ooh! Oh, contact! Chandler up into the field, saves it! How did he do that? That slowed Ty down, though. Corey's on the outside into one. And I think Ty might have a tire rub on the left rear. Corey clears into the lead. Ty is P2. I don't know how Chandler saved that. How did Chandler save that and not wreck the entire field? Ty has a major left rear rub. I think that's going to cut that tire. Oh, it already has. He's loose through the tunnel turn. I'm pretty sure it's already down. What did I say earlier? You cannot say Ty's going to win every race for the rest of the year because something like this right here could happen. For the moment, he seems okay. He's still P2, though, behind Corey. Drew Dollar is second. Chandler is in the pits. I don't think he's actually got a rub, though. Ty definitely had a rub. I think it might have fixed itself, though, because I don't see any more smoke. I thought he had M&Ms on for the Xfinity race, didn't he? That was one of the best saves I've ever seen in my life. I really don't know how Chandler, A, saved it, and B, didn't get collected by someone else. That was incredible. That was absolutely incredible. Chandler jumped to the inside. Ty threw a late block when Chandler was already there. It got Chandler squirrely. He swerved to the right as he's loose. Back into the field. Saves it and nobody hits him. That was incredible. Which F1 driver is Chandler? I don't know who in F1 has had a save like that. Oh yeah, there was going to be at least 6 cars destroyed. That was going to be a big one if he didn't save it. I'm not sure Ty's going to catch Corey at this point. The lead is evened out for the most part. I'm not sure Ty's going to get there in 14 laps. He's only a half second back, but it's kind of stabilized. I don't think he's going to catch him. Unless something changes here in the next 14 laps. I hope there's an inside view. I don't know if they had an in-car with him or not. They haven't showed one on the broadcast. Oh, okay, I see what you're saying, Jason. No, I missed that. That was incredible. That restart right there just made this whole race worth it. That was incredible. This race, start to finish, is... I couldn't tell you the last time there was a Pocono ARCA race that was this good. This is fantastic. It's so weird how, in a year that's so dominated by Ty Gibbs, we've had races like this. You look at this race, you look at Talladega. Are those the only ones? I feel like there's more than that, but you get the point. Races that are that in the past couple of years have been snoozers, and then they're like this. Where's this coming from? What is happening this year? This is incredible. Yeah, I think Heim Time has him here, unless something weird happens here in the last 12 or so laps. Well, it wouldn't be the first time Kyle slapped somebody in the face, but I don't think physically. I don't think he's ever done that physically, but metaphorically. I don't think he has. Has he? I don't remember Kyle ever getting in a physical altercation at the track. Am I Oh, no! I even have the shirt. I have the Everything is Great shirt. The one where he was with Joey Logano. Okay, yes, he's been in physical altercations at the track. Dude, Heim's fantastic. Heim is, honestly, I think talent level, Heim is right up there with Gibbs and Mayer. People sleep on Corey Heim, and I think a lot of his problem this year has been that those Venturini cars are not quite where they need to be. Corey Heim is something special. Everybody's looking at Sam Mayer and Ty Gibbs right now. Corey Heim is right there with them talent-wise. Is Interstate still a major sponsor, though? They don't sponsor that many races anymore. In fact, at one point, they were actively trying to get out of being a sponsor with JGR like 10 years ago. And for some reason, they've stayed with them this long. But yeah, it was like 10 years ago. They were really looking at just getting out of the sponsorship game completely and not being with JGR anymore. I don't know why they changed their mind and they decided to stay, but Corey's actually lengthened this lead out a little bit. I don't know what Ty was doing. You could say it was a late block, but he shouldn't. That's what they've been doing all day, though. Every single restart, whoever that leader has been, they've pushed whoever was behind them that got the run all the way down into that painted area on the bottom. That's been every restart today. And Ty apparently didn't realize that Chandler had as much of a run as he did. Now, I don't know. You can say he should have or shouldn't have done it, but they've been doing it all day. Yeah, Charlotte was a pretty good race. I'll give you that one. Today I'm just wearing the NASCAR is back shirt from promoting when they came back at Darlington last year. You fool. I know, how could I forget that? I literally have the shirt for that. I have the Everything is Great shirt. Corey's already been on Your Next Favorite Driver. He was the season premiere of Season 2 this past off-season. Which was a great chat, by the way. If you haven't seen that, go back and watch that. That was a really good chat with Corey. Oh, I think he's going to get the win today at this rate. If we don't have another caution to mix this up, I think Corey's got this at this point. And I think most of the reason he's only won at plate tracks so far this year, those Venturini cars are stupid fast on plate tracks. They've got something figured out at those tracks. And it's been like that for years now. And they're just... The cars themselves are like a full step behind that 18 car everywhere else. That's the issue right now. It's not Corey's talent. It's the fact that Venturini's not putting good enough cars underneath him most weeks. Look at Discord. Bono? I don't get the reference. Who's overrated? Corey?
Ty Gibbs has just been better, and it's been frustrating for him. So now leading with 7 to go here, Pocono leading Ty, knowing he cannot slip up.
Only 5 races. Oh, is that what it was? It was because of the recession? I thought they just wanted out. I thought I remembered something about they wanted out just because they didn't want to do it anymore. Three cars get together. Pretty much.
Yeah, you always try to take the tougher moments in a race and try to make them the best, you know, and you always wonder why when some guys actually get big damage, you know, why go back out there, why keep running laps, and I think that there's more to it than just trying to finish the race, you know, you're trying to learn more when you come back here in the future, but you're seeing him, and I'm assuming it's by design, but he is trying to work that stretch compound a little bit, so maybe he's putting some of that to use.
I don't know if he would have been third at best. The 18, 25, and 20 have all been pretty even today. It's just been a matter of who's been ahead of who. I don't know that you can 100% say the 18 and 25 were better than the 20 today. Because they were all three pretty even, and it's been a matter of who is in front of who. Because Corey is actually stretching out this lead now. He's up to 0.3 of a second is the lead now. It's slowly growing. So, I don't know that you can say at best he would have been in third. It depends on how the restarts would have gone and how they shook out position-wise. Everybody's casually calling each other a fool. Gotta love the RNN chats. Yep, I do remember that when they almost left after that. I thought M&M's almost left after that too, didn't they? What a healthy family does. That's right, we're a healthy family around here at RNN. I agree, bruh. I do want to see a race where she can actually get to the end and not have bad luck on her side, because I feel like there's people sleeping on her right now, and I think she's better than what she's getting credit for. Honestly, I think she's the best female we've seen come into NASCAR yet. Now, does that mean I think she's amazing and she's going to go out and win 7 Cup championships? No. But I think she's the best female we've seen come in yet. Look at the picture. Oh, the one with you and Quinn? Yeah, I saw that. That's cool. Gonna be 3 laps to go this time by. Corey trying to get a toe off of his slower teammate Chandler Smith down the front stretch. Drew Dollar is made it up to 3rd through all of this. Sanchez 4th, Moffitt 5th, Kyle Sieg's up to 6th. Andy Jankowiak apparently got a free pass at some point. He's back up to 7th. Jade Buford is 8th, Sean Corr is 9th, and Ryan Huff is 1 lap down in 10th. Pedigree came back, though, didn't they? Weren't they on his car this weekend? Two to go. Oh, I gotta get the tweet started. I always forget about that, and then I'm scrambling to get it in as the checkered flag flies. Honestly, I'm really happy to see this. I like Ty. Ty's a good kid. But honestly, Corey's been pretty down on himself lately. And it's good to see him bounce back here and show that he can still do this and he's not out of this title fight yet, by any stretch. He's Drew Dollar in the 51. Oh, man. Andy J is pretty good. Give him some good equipment, I bet he could win some races. Dollar ain't worth a nickel. White flag is out for Corey Heim. It's going to put a lap on Sean Corr as they go down into 1. Corr is currently 9th. The lead is now almost 3 seconds. Ty's either backed off or Corey's really put on the pressure because he has pulled it out to almost 3 seconds here. So, anyone saying that Corey was a 3rd place car at best today? Why does he have a 3-second lead now to finish the race? And off of turn 3, it is Heim time. Corey Heim is your winner at Pocono. Let me get the tweet sent out, and then I will we'll chat about this. Because this is something. This race was something.
Nobody builds 5G like Verizon builds 5G. Because we're the engineers who built the most reliable network in America. Thousands of smart towers with the 5G coverage you need. Broader spectrum for faster 5G speeds. Next generation servers with superior network reliability. Because the more you do with 5G, the more your network matters. It's us pushing us. It's Verizon versus Verizon. And who wins? You. General Tire was born more than 100 years ago, right here in America. We've spent the last century tackling every kind of road this country has to offer, and especially the places without roads. So you know that with General Tire, anywhere is possible. Dependability, durability, innovation, and industry-leading technology. With Richmond water heaters, you get more with Richmond. Efficiency, affordability, and peace of mind. Richmond has a complete line to suit your needs, like natural gas and LP models, electric water heaters, energy-saving hybrid water heaters, and tankless whole-house water heaters, so you never have to worry about running out of hot water. Find the right Richmond water heater for your home at Menards. Save big money at Menards. If only there was a place nearby you could get one of these. Or these. Good thing they're sold literally everywhere business is done. I'm pretty sure you could buy them at a bank. Not sorry. Reese's. How do we stuff Reese's peanut butter, pretzels, caramel, peanuts, and chocolate into Reese's Take 5? Wait a minute. How do we do it? I'm tired of being left off company email. Can someone tell me how we do it? Not sorry. Reese's.
Alright, so your results for today. I'm going to catch up here just to make sure you guys didn't say anything super important that I need to see. Heim time with some lime at Pocono. I love it. Holy Garthicus Allan, a non-Ty Gibbs winner. Yay, Corey. What are you admitting that you were wrong about, Jason? See you, Jason. Thanks for hanging out. I think the sweet move of the race was Thad Moss. Well, no, it's definitely Chandler. 100% Chandler. Okay, so your results for today. Whose fault was that, Jack or Justin? Justin. There's a Justin in this race? How did Heim outrun Chandler and Ty? Because Ty almost wrecked Chandler on a restart, and Corey got around and drove away after that. Here's Corey.
Yeah, I think it was a lot for my team. You know, I think I doubted myself a little bit when we got in that slump, like you mentioned, but this JBL Cameron was phenomenal today. I got to dedicate this one to Shannon Rush. You know, he hit the balance perfect on that last stop. You know, I tried to do the best I could for feedback, and he didn't run on the dot. So. Yeah, Kevin Reed, Shannon Rush, Bill Venerini, all the guys, Bill Venerini as well. Just awesome. I'm so happy to be here.
That is one big sigh of relief for Corey Heim, the winner here at Pocono Raceway. Jimmy? And you see the General Tire results on the bottom of your screen. Let's take a look at the ARCA Racing.
Okay, so according to Fox, Corey leads by 3 points now over Ty. And Thad is up to P3 in points. Okay, so your results from today. Corey's your winner, Ty Gibbs second, Drew Dollar third, Nick Sanchez fourth, Thad Moffitt fifth, Kyle Sieg sixth, Andy Jankowiak seventh, Jade Buford eighth, Sean Core ninth, Ryan Huff 10th. Jet Noland 11th, Chandler Smith 12th, Ed Pompa 13th, Tim Richmond 14th, Stephanie Moyer 15th, Brad Smith 16th, Jason Kitzmiller 17th, Jack Wood 18th, Don Thompson 19th, Brian Dowza 20th. Nick Igdalski P21, Sam Mayer 22nd, Scott Melton P23, Chris Wright P24. All right. Oh, Kitzmiller. Okay. Now I know. Okay. I don't know if there was either one of them. I'm pretty sure Ryan Huff turned to Jack Wood. I think that's what happened, although they never showed a great replay of it. So I don't think it was either Jack Wood or Jason Kitzmiller's fault. So, yeah, that's essentially what happened there. From the angle they gave, which was not a great angle, it looked like Huff turned Jack Wood into Jason Kitzmiller. Can we watch soccer? No, this isn't a soccer channel. Alright, so thanks for hanging out, everybody. I'm going to go start working on the Rewind show, as well as cooking dinner, because I am hungry. See you later tonight for the Rewind show. Then we'll see you on Tuesday for iRacing. Thanks for hanging out, y'all. Peace.